the carry for Tarzan in the Neferi. He and Kanavi, for my money, will probably be our two most prolific and dangerous Neferi players, and they still go back to when they draft allows for.
So anyone's like shut down. Leave on the center is disgustingly good too, by the way. Got some world records on the center stack, and they're going to go for the turret reset aggro with an Neferi W.
Then comes the heal, the door to buy some time. Flash out from Leaf is solid, rooted under the turret, takes turret aggro, and that gives some resets. Tarzan! Whoa! It goes beautifully for NIP. Sure, they lose Leaf, but he'll be dusting his shoulders off after that one.
See, he'll get some more value from that. Are we going to see a contest over this? Pantheon is walking down.
Into Kyle. Good sweeper there, probably required. All right here. I think walking into this river now gets challenging. Realm Warp coming on through. Lee will put down the Curse of the Black Mist and get out of range and stop being targetable again. Flash from Kyle. Gets to the back end, but it's onto Nike. That's pretty deep into a Braum. And just more stacks for Leaf.
Yeah, Leaf just walks up and says, ooh, another person to hit. Doesn't actually get the double stack off of Shanks. And that's why Kyle went forward. Another W landing, this time on the Dragon. The smite should come through.
I get the smite back, but the passive comes on through from Braum. Concussive blows the landing. Can't quite get the kill. Flash on forwards. Dark and Dagger, not enough. Does finally get the bleed. Leave with another route onto Tarzan. Health bars from AL desperately low. Heal comes on forward. Nio needs to get over the wall. They just don't quite have the damage.
So close. A flash invested by Tarzan to get the one kill. The Dragon was put there too, but I'm a little bit worried that they invested a lot of summoners for that, and now Pantheon is ulting in.
Kyle needs to be a bit wary. In comes the Zed, but Nio's very low. Does get the kill. Each still comes on forward. Nugget, heal, tries to go forward to the Unbreakable. Won't be able to save his jungler as Tarzan got the bleed down to him. Be now behind. Damage onto Shanks, but the damage from Tarzan getting really nasty as he tries to call the back. Caught on the gravity field. Gets stunned up. Nugget just out of danger, but no, the bleed from the daggers.
As long as they don't die when they're soaking that engage, and that's the problem. I don't think they have the front line to consistently do that. I think we'll see some fights where Kyle or Tarzan will go too deep, potentially, and die. We'll see if that comes in here, actually. If Flandre is the one tanking, though, that is a problem.
Tarzan now on a potential engage angle alongside Kyle the Glacial Fisher buys some time. Shanks on the back line, though. He's not going front to back. Leaf gets over the wall and flash for a second, but Tarzan over after. Can't blast going out to safety. Solo can finally TP's in. The health bar's pretty damn low, though, and that'll be a kill for Nio. Public execution lands onto the Sivir. Hope will not be springing very far, and certainly not eternally. Flandre gets a decimating smash, but solo kill gets another. Shanks needs to run more about. Blasco can't interrupt. Nice idea, but just out of range. And the zombie
so much more work. This ambassador just carried this fight. And NIP, that'll get him a lot of gold in pocket.
Shanks even Rune Prisoner mid-ults. We land root, it doesn't matter. Back to life goes Nightcat, likely does die. The daggers from Tarzan still dangerous. The skirmish power of this Neferi at 6 kills, not to be underestimated.
Absolutely not. Tarzan doing some great work here, jumping forwards again, trying to jump forwards onto Nio. That he's okay, but here comes Hope.
Last embrace with buying stunky people safe. Doinby with a good gravity field, actually, but now potentially in danger as Tarzan goes on top of the gravity field. Hope, reload. Nio's found him. I'm going to shield vault in. Piercing Darkness claims that one.
Tarzan, he has the ult over the wall. He's going in again. Does he have an E? He has a lot of damage, remember.
Got the reset on the ult. That's probably why he was thinking it was an option. Slowed down by Leave, though. Gets another good combo. Each assault required. Tarzan low. Remember, doesn't have the call the back, but doesn't have an eviscerate. Caught in the gravity field. Slowed down again.
Spacing from
My
Leave.
days. He's already got 60 stacks. His range is getting pretty ridiculous already.
This is why you don't give Leave those stacking champions. The range could be a huge issue if you continue to skirmish like this. Can they stop the recall? Ooh. No, not quite. So anyone's legend. I mean, they don't lose a kill in that fight, but again, it's a bit of a lot better, and a great snipe through with a Q. No way to escape after that one into the bot side. This could be just a straight kill. Good W onto the ult.
Yeah, it means that public comes on through the Dawning Shadow. It just ends up being a 21-gun salute. Will not save the top laner.
All right, so that's what on the other side of the map worth noting.
Yeah.
So it wasn't fully finished by NIP. So Solakil could teleport up, looking for a good flight there. Flandre can recall, teleport in himself. He needs to teleport in early, though. That front line is so critical to anyone's legend.
Leave, now in danger. Flash. Does need to be careful as the redemption comes on for double redemption. Stays alive, Curse of the Black Mist value. Insane. Piercing Darkness keeps him alive as well.
Okay, Leave, you got a defense there, and these redemptions have been clutch. It does open up the Herald angle towards anyone's legend, though.
Leave back to half HP. Calculated right now. They burned a lot to get Leave and didn't succeed. Piercing Darkness. Last embrace. Flandre getting chunked out. He's not that tanky yet, actually. Lose about a third of his HP bar already. Tarzan low. Public execution. Well timed. Taken now by Nio. Shanks desperately low. Needs to start running away. Kyle now left in the front line. And the Behemoth of NIP get to roll on forward. And comes the Arcane Ray. A shield bot, and they get the kill onto Kyle.
NIP, another good objective fight from them. Leave is at 80 stacks now at 17 minutes while still farming as well. It's not like he's dropped farm for this, folks. And I keep talking about this because in that fight, you see how much range he's getting and how much he can just continually hold anyone's legend at bay if they don't land that critical engage. We were so close to it beforehand. NIP going to have to defend this play in the top side, though. Solo kill, maybe dead to the Scion ultimate.
Yeah, it does look like it'll be that way. Flashes away from it, but Tarzan calling the pack. The Roar of the Slayer. Solo kill will dash away as best he can. Does not have that much energy to work with the Dark-In dagger. Bleed. Plus a last auto from Flandre secures the kill.
Tarzan and Flandre trying their best to pick up something there. Herald picked up in mid lane. By the way, next objective will take the feats of strength because we've got first Terror to one side and we have the kills on the other. That makes the things very important around this next dragon, which has spawned.
Worth noting as well because Tarzan was topside. He's not here to set up. His only resetting now. Turret goes down in mid and NIP could 88 stacks at 18 minutes.
Okay, folks, we're going to have to track when he gets 100. I think 1940 something was what happened last time. Kyle dies in the mid lane. Quick kill, as anyone's legend thought. Surely they'll be rushing the dragon. No, not the case. Shanks and Tarzan are in.
He breaks so much earlier.
No, perhaps he just breaks the champion. Maybe it's just a leave factor. AL, they are without their support for this, and Scion still doesn't have ult, so he can't engage the play either. NIP will get feats of strength and second dragon.
It's taken. There you go. Feats of strength secured. Upgraded Swifty boots for Senna. Oh, joy of joy.
The occasion has been made for them to stand up and be counted for. Doomby's going to get a top lane outer turret. NIP, they're not ahead. I don't think they can really engage in the way that they wanted to. They're going to check it with that. They know they're out of position. It's okay, I suppose. We'll see how many petals they'll get. Sivirol just popped.
They're trying to turn around Kyle. Body blocking too. Trying to keep Nio out of the pit. Kyle left alone here. Atakan secured. Leave chunking up Flandre, who's getting slowed down by the continual autos. Forced to ult away, but does still end up rooted briefly at the end. How aggressive do NIP want to do this? Go inside the Curse of the Black Mist. Make it quite difficult to turn around onto them. Here comes the Grand Starfall. Can't quite get it. NIP can't punish anyone on the retreat outside of Kyle.
And I'm sure AL think that's a big win. It was only 10 petals from the Atakan. Maybe that's why NIP felt okay with it. They're going to teleport up towards mid lane. Shanks could potentially Realm Warp here, but I don't think you really want to dive into the center Braum, especially again with 100 stacks just hit from Leave. Teleport behind. They just teleported away from this. This could be a problem.
They need to try and turn and fight this, and they are. Flandre's going to be absolutely blasted. Disappears inside the Curse. The Black Mist, hard to target them. Overcomes home. Then they go with Tarzan. Immediately rooted up. Leave still alive. He does so much work. Finally brought low, though. And the Dark-In daggers fly across. Solo kill in the 1v4. It's a triple kill already for Tarzan. And Hope picks up the full house.
Anyone's legend up the map.
The team fights had not been that clean, but the skirmishing, Tarzan, that's a different matter. You needed him to carry this game. He has just done so. Hope picking up his first kills of the game as well is great news. And all of a sudden, anyone's legend. Oh, we've got Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. It'll be sole point for NIP. Need to reset and go again. You've got 2 item dodges across the board. Rising focus for Doomby as Nightcat is low. Exhaust comes on home, flashes out. Dawning Shadow is great to keep people alive. Redemption too late to keep himself in. Doomby split off as Tarzan blasts the mid laner. Reset on the Hound's pursuit. So little bouncing away. Nayo in the front line. Decimating Smash flashed out from an AL beginning to bounce around. Tarzan so scary. So is Shanks under the tier 2 turret. They try to bounce around with a public execution. Can't quite do it. While AL end up with the extra kill.
Doomby out of position. Of these engages as long as Tarzan gets a place to DPS. 3 items on the Neferi. And this champion is well and truly online. Particularly hit his spike, and things go poorly after this. Has gone for the giant spell, interestingly enough, to get a little bit more HP to deal with. Potentially that diver coming through. Not exactly sure what they'll go towards. Here comes the Scion.
Maybe, but that might have to wait as the incoming onslaught is pretty brutal, and Nayo is immediately blasted. Tarzan dragged very deep here, though. As Doomby dies, though. Just not tanking enough lead. Now under his own tier 3. Dark and Daggers come on forward. The ghouls, the dogs, sent straight after him. There's no Yorick, but minions abound nonetheless.
So that is the problem. The front line can't live through the objectives. This time, Tarzan has just taken the game by storm. Baron will be there.
Started with the early kills. But look at the stacking. These fights don't look clear.
Now, do NIP have the wave clear to survive through this? Well, it's also very hard to forget about stuff like the severe damage like that. Pantheon coming through.
Tries to jump on forwards. It's okay-ish, but we already said not the easiest for NIP to go forwards aggressively. 3 levels down on the Pantheon. And he's immediately blasted Leave, having to run away from the Scion, who ended up way behind enemy lines. But it matters not. because AL just eviscerate what remains of the NIP team.
They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. That feels like the story of this game. Tarzan has a W, has a flash to keep on walking forwards, and I don't think Cleve will be seeing this one out to safety, or perhaps we underestimated him again. One of those daggers lands though, and maybe
Flash, there he goes, and there's the daggers. Not enough healing, even with all of the empowered healing to work with from his stacks. What is not stacking anymore is the house of cards that NIP were building. Their turrets crumble, and Anyone's Legend strike back in game 2 to even up the series.
Anyone's Legend even things up through Tarzan as well.